Did you make that?
Silent Hill TDS, J. Leo, Hitchhikers, check. I'ma spit fire and propane. Keep a little baggie of some veggies, your romaine. Zombie ass bitch tryna eat up the whole brain. While this bummy ass nigga still asking for more change. Get your taste buds lit, popping right under your tongue. Lighting up a sharp strain, feel like it's chopping your lungs. Smoke another leaf to the head, feeling like Danny Phantom. Got a medicine jar in my car full of zany samples. Running with the factions with my rations getting low. Get down on the flow, blood races like I'm whipping blow. Shit show for show, I don't know, I just release and go. Can't hear what you're saying, this sweet too loud and you're speaking low. Johnny smoking haze in a blaze, I got heat it though. Then I'm let the heater flow and send it to the heat below. Think it's a game, I pick the date before you let him roll. Think I'm insane, but from the start I never had control. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale of the moonlight? Have you ever laid with a demon with the flames by your bedside? Smoking the air, sipping on spirits, get the mood right, get the crew hype. Middle fingers to the blue lights, dancing on your grave while I gaze into the moonlight.
Rolling through the city, heart is empty, but I'm feeling frisky, knowing I can make it even though these niggas wanna end me. Got some rolling papers and some bitches, yeah, we getting litty, feeling out of place. Fuck it, I got my niggas with me. We on a long road, smoking trees and bagging hoes. Love is faded, I'm jaded, consequences are never told. Running out of character, the real me is getting old. Facing the facade, 50 shades, and I fall below. I'm on some new shit, underworld a new bitch. Your loose lips tangle you up, I guess this news fits. I do this, spitting some fire in F doom hits. The sun god bringing some light, now watch your mood switch. Hieroglyphs when writing scripts, namaste but conquering. Conjuring some spirits in the valleys where they die and quit. Just a gladiator on a righteous tip, still sharp and steel, but I'm colder than the Arctic gets.
What is up? What is up? What is up? What is going on, people? It's your boy Wild Carmar in the building, and as always, that is the official, unofficial theme song to the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Island Edition. That's my homeboy right there, 40 Water, aka Silent Hill. See us scrolling on the bottom of your screen. Silent Hill, J. Leo, Pale Mood Devil Dance. Go show them cats some love on the YouTube page. Please, please, please show the love. Show the love. Most importantly, y'all going over to the website, www.ioftenwonder19.com. That is the website for all the information of every last social media platform you're on. Cop some merch, some I.O.W. Sports merch, some I Have to Wonder merch. Of course, Detroit Mail has the exclusive J. Edwin collection on there as well. Feeling real charitable, go ahead, drop some ducats in that old Patreon. Help us offset some of these expenses. Most importantly, go on over to your respective app store, whether it is the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Download the I.O.W. Network app. Dope app. A lot of great content on there. Check it out. And, of course, always joining me tonight, we got the homie Big Nick. Big Nick.
Morning, bro. A fucking game put me to sleep.
Bruh. That was a tough watch.
26 seconds left in the first half, and then I saw everybody shaking hands. I was out.
That was a tough watch, man.
I appreciate Bill Belichick, man. He's played a lullaby, put me right to bed.
That was rough. I'm not even gonna lie. We'll get into some Thursday night football talk in just a second. We also got AB. He's Mr. Fake your COVID vaccine. And I got a crazy take
on the afternoon show, by the way. We broke the news live on the air.
Yeah. We broke it at afternoon, but we really didn't go in depth about it. So I actually got an interesting take on that, and I don't know how I don't know how you think about it, but we'll definitely get to that in the show. So definitely stay tuned for that. And we're going to revisit a certain convo that me and Nick had. A couple of days ago, I kind of made a statement about the Seahawks could possibly make the playoffs with Russell coming back. I knew they were going to lose that game against Green Bay, but I saw the rest of the schedule and I'm like,
pull it back, bro. I'm with you. Pull it back.
maybe, yeah. So we'll revisit that conversation because I know, Nick, you kind of brought up about San Francisco's chances about their playoff chances. And I actually want to go ahead and play, have a little segment called On the Brink, where we got contenders in the AFC and in the NFC who are on the brink of playoff appearance.
Like a pretender, contender type of thing?
Almost, yeah. Something like that.
Cool.
So
Cool.
we'll do that kind of later in the show, and then we'll look at everybody's schedule, and we'll see if they actually got a shot at making it to the playoffs. But without further ado, we always got to start the show with great highlights. And of course, we have Nick's pick, Big Nick's pick of the night. It was actually pretty dope. And when you sent it over to me, because I'm like, yo, homie got hives. Homie got hops. That's pretty nuts, dog. I'm not even gonna lie.
And that was the kid's evolution through high school from 2018 till now.
He's definitely doing some NBA quality dunk contest dunks. That was
the last
dope.
White guy to get that high was Charlie Sheen.
The thoughts and views expressed here on I.O.W. Late Night Owl are Nick and Nick's only.
Now I'm Kermit.
Oh goodness, this show's gonna be a hoot because you are on fire right now, man. So here we go. Wildcard Martin, top play of the night. Is not a complete play, but I only got it on here because it's not gonna happen a lot. But take a look.
Garland off to Okoro. Back it goes to Ricky Rubio. Whoa, crossover Curry. The basket, he goes out of bounds. Last off Rubio. Rubio begs to differ with Lauren Holtkamp.
And again, it's the weak link. Curry attack him. Rubio doing a good job of getting him to almost stumble.
You're not gonna see that a lot.
What was I looking at? What I meant? What I get? What I missed?
Did you not see Rubio put Steph Curry on skates? Do you need to see this again?
I was looking for something.
Oh man, put your glasses on. Put your glasses on.
You're right. This tea is too strong. Call me Charlie Sheen.
No, you drinking that LITs, huh? You on them LITs right now? Oh Lord. Anyway, yeah, no comment. Okay.
Rubio looked like an attorney with that hair, man.
Hey, but
he's out on the court trying to sign players as an agent.
Hey, regardless of getting put on skates, Steph Curry had another hell of a night tonight. He went off again.
Broken record, right?
That's what I mean. He's in his mood right now, man. He's in a certain mode right now. And
what do you end up with today? 74.
Oh, he went too far from 74. No, but I think he finished with like 40.
So an average night for this year. It's like an average night.
Yeah, he finished with 40.
Did they win?
Oh yeah, 104-89. Yeah, they crushed Cleveland. And Cleveland's been actually.
Good, they look good. I hate to say it. And they're without Clay. I'm a huge Clay fan. Like I believe for when they were winning those titles, Clay was Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
You can have your superstar all you want, but Clay was D'ing up their best guards. Draymond was D'ing up their best power forwards. And there was nights Clay would hit 8, 9, 10 threes, right?
Yeah, but Clay would drop like 30 plus in a quarter, man.
Yeah, but Clay's never had to be the main guy, and he still goes off. So this team is going to add a elite premium piece, and they're already running shit. Yeah, that's scary for the league, man. And what are they, 14-2 now?
13-2. But still,
13-2 without Clay. Holy shit!
hey, there was somebody had posted in chat, and it was like rumor, and I don't see no truth in it. Talking about Ben Simmons getting traded for Andrew Wiggins, and I'm thinking like, why?
Why would Golden State want that? He doesn't fit their mold.
Not only that, Wiggins. Well, if you think about it, if he's playing like that point forward, it works well because Steph, especially, and when Clay comes off, they're spot up shooters and they come off the pick and they come off screens anyway. So,
but they bring him on for like that power, not all the time, but he could. It's kind of like, you know how Duke brings the ball up and Duke will kick it to the big man at the top of the 3-point line, and then he'll facilitate the offense and move down and set screens. Carolina does the same thing, very similar. You don't need that pure point guard anymore in this day and era in the NBA because very rarely do people press. It's like we just got to get a rebound, dribble across half court, make the pass to the top of the key, start your offense. Draymond does that a good amount.
Which
Not
is
to
me.
the extent LeBron does, but he's pretty good with starting the offense.
I'm of the belief that I'm just looking at that trade. It just doesn't make sense because actually Andrew Wiggins fits fine in what they do, and he's actually, I don't want to say he's like resurgent in his career and he's like taking off, but he's been looking pretty nice.
He's finding his role. He's finding his niche. He's got a team that's winning, and he's contributing to it on a nightly basis.
He is.
But that ain't bad for him. Like if you look at it from his side of the trade, going to Sixers isn't bad.
Sixers isn't a bad choice, but you're
not going to like a cellar dweller.
No, you're not. But look at the Sixers compared to the other teams in the East. You're always going to have to battle with Milwaukee, the Nets. You're going to always have to battle them. You got some of these young teams still trying to come up. I mean, the Hawks put them out, so it's not impossible that a younger team trying to make their come up can beat them because it happened. So you look at the Hawks. I'm throwing the Hornets in there, even though the record's not 100% showing it. But I think those young Hornets, they can hang though. They can hang.
Yeah. You didn't even mention the Bucks or the Bulls.
Or the Bulls. Yeah. So I mean,
that East it's not the East of LeBron's years. There's many teams that could come out of the East this year.
Now the West got some teams too. There's no lie, but is it fair to say that this is probably the first time in a long time, especially in LeBron's career, his span of his career in the NBA, that the power balance is actually almost not quite even, but is more spread out. It's more parity between the both conferences because it used to just kind of. Yeah, it kind of used to be in the West.
It used to be parity throughout the West, where the 7 or 8 seed you could see getting hot and going on a run. I think that the East is as deep as it's been probably
in a minute. It's been a minute,
because after the toughest the East ever was for me was in the mid '90s, but the Bulls beat everybody.
Yeah.
Knicks were capable of winning a title. Bulls held them down. Pacers, Bulls held them down. There were then after the Jordan thing, all Reggie and all them went away. Patrick and all them went away. Like that whole East era died retired. I was going to say died. Retired at the same time. And then like the Nets kind of stepped in at a low point, and it was Nets and Boston battling for a couple years.
Yeah, Detroit came back a little bit.
And then LeBron came in. And
that was it.
Came in, and Boston was up, and then the Nets went down, and LeBron came in. But you haven't really had much parity. You could pretty much bet every year who was coming out of the East.
Pretty much.
It was Cleveland when LeBron was there. It was Miami when LeBron was there. It was Cleveland again when LeBron was there.
Yeah.
And now you're starting to see, all right, we got some options. If the Nets get healthy, they get Kyrie back in January. Now all of a sudden, they probably the favorite. The Heat are no slouch because they play D and they got some nice paint presence too to defend the rim when you get there with Bam.
Yeah, Bam Adebayo.
Yeah. You got the Bucks, who are defending champs, who just got Middleton back.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Bulls, who got a great young trio going there now, even 4.
That's a team I will look out for in the East.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Obviously, with sports, we know a hammy, a quad, an ankle, a finger, anything can fuck things up very quickly for a playoff contender. But I'm more excited about this NBA season than I've been for an NBA season probably since the Nets had Kidd and Kittles and Jefferson and Van Horn and Carter. So
because for the first time in a while, you just can't say that Brooklyn or Lakers are automatic to get to the finals. You just can't say that. I think that's why it's so exciting.
There's no cakewalk. There's no anointing anybody like they're trying to do with the MVP before Thanksgiving.
That's nuts.
It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to fun to watch these teams battle one another night in, night out. Because now the regular season will be more fun because there's competition.
It matters.
Yes. There's going to be more marquee matchups on a Tuesday or Thursday night than we've had in a while. Because normally they just take your big names and they throw them on Sundays.
You taking me down that route. You just did it. You did
what?
Because you just said it. You can't. Mondays and Tuesday games are going to matter now. So that leads me to the next point is, how are you going to manage your bench and manage your star players?
Yeah.
Because if every game is going to matter on both sides of the conference, jockeying for position all season long, which pretty much that's what you got to do. You got to jockey for position all year long. So, maybe that load management thing, you might see a little bit more of it. I don't know how the NBA is going to make some kind of certain rules or regulations, or how they're going to put justice to it. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know, but
you just say a guy, his hamstring's tight, and now you're not saying it's load management. Prove it wrong. My hamstring's tight. We're gonna say no, it's not.
Oh, because the team doctors can say whatever the hell they want.
Exactly. Oh, he's got a little tightness in his quad tonight. All right. Yeah. It's not load management anymore. But off of your point, some of the decisions these coaches are going to have to make off the court are going to be as big as the ones they make on the court. When do you rest a guy? Do you play him too long without rest and something happens? Like that's almost as big a part of the NBA today as your decisions in timeouts. Or
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of in Major League Baseball, you have an ace pitcher, and you don't want him having a shit ton of complete games in the first 2 months of the season. You want him to kind of be on a certain.
What's a complete game? What language is that?
Exactly.
What language are you speaking?
I know a foreign language.
Game? Right? What is that?
But you hey, give me 6 solid innings because I got you on a certain pinch count, and you hit it, and let's let the bullpen take care of it because I need you in October. You know what I'm saying? And so in this case, I need you guys in May and June. So it'll be interesting to see how. What it's really going to do is going to make a big separation between coaches that can actually damn coach and those who are just leaning on superstar abilities. It's going to separate them. It's going to pull some credibility cards real quick.
Something when you were talking about the pitching, it made me think when you got your ace and then you get a rain out and you got a travel day. You bump those other guys out to keep your ace 4 days rest pitch, 4 days rest pitch, 4 days rest pitch. You keep him in sync and in rhythm because that's your bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
You don't care if you throw off your fifth guy. You could throw him out for a bullpen day, or you could throw him in a long relief if one of the other guys are off, and then reestablish him in the rotation. But it's about keeping your stars in sync and keeping them happy back to backs on a road trip.
Yeah. Hey, more times than not, the best team, and I say team, makes it to the finals. But sometimes it don't hurt if you got a superstar that can take you there too. So hey,
you
best
saw with the Knicks last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
When you have guys who cannot create their own shot in clutch time, NBA playoff defense is different than regular season. Guys who were getting the easy jump shots and getting to the rim easily and getting 28 points, Julius Randle. had a very difficult time getting his shot off in the playoffs.
I'm still looking for him from the playoffs. Have you seen him? Julius, have you seen him? So let's move on to our next
If
topic.
we start singing "Can You Stand the Rain," I'm out.
Nah, I left my R&B days back in the days when I was single, but
fuck that. I'll go solo. Let's rock.
So AB, we like you broke the news over in the day's show. AB was reported that he had a fake Vax card, and I read up on the story, and is apparently his girlfriend knew the personal chef, and they had conversations about getting a Vax card because apparently, I guess the chef and his lady
go into the kitchen and ask the hired help.
I don't know. I guess only hired help know about illegal shit. I don't know. But my take on it is look, if he's not vaccinated, whatever, is still hold him to the same penalty that they did Aaron Rodgers, hold him to the fire, same extent, because you're deceiving. You're deceiving. It's almost the same ballpark. But I'm looking beyond that, and I'm looking like the NFL had to expect this at some point. Like AB can't be the only one in the league that's going to try to falsify. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers has already been outed that he falsified. So I'm pretty sure
he didn't falsify anything. The league knew, and the Packers knew he was not vaccinated. How he worded it to the media is one thing.
Yeah.
But he never submitted anything. We don't know if AB handed this into the team and said.
Yeah, and that's what I read.
That is completely different than Rodgers, because the league and the organizations know who is not vaccinated. They can't release it.
You're right. And that's
what submitting something falsely is, I think, a greater punishment.
Okay, I can see where you're going with that, but to your other point, I read, but the NFL, when they sent the memos out earlier in the season about the COVID, restrictions and bylaws about who's vaccinated and unvaccinated anyway, and they did kind of talk about if they were given vax cards, and they're leaving it up to these team officials to examine them and quote unquote see if they're legit. So the NFL is pretty much hands off on that situation. They're relying on team officials to say, "Oh yeah, this is legit."
The team to punish him since he deceived the team. If it ends up being true, like obviously, it's. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt that an employee who doesn't work for him anymore, it sounds like, right? I don't think the guy is there anymore. He ain't showing up in the house now after that. AB will fucking pistol whip you in the kitchen. So the way he treated women, I'm sure he's got no problem going after a guy in the house like that. But if the team okayed it and the team accepted it and you deceived the team, should be on the team to punish them, right? Like the league shouldn't step in because, like you said, the league left it up to teams.
Yeah.
But now you got to rely on the team to police itself. And that's getting that back from a few weeks out.
And that's what I'm saying. Like for the NFL to leave it up to the teams to make the policing of the legitimate vax card, I'm like, come on now. Like there's going to be some teams that I'm like, yeah, this is legit. Keep it moving. Yeah, they examined the hell out of that card. Sure, they did. Yeah, they examined it. Yeah. I saw it. I saw his name.
Florida. They don't.
It's Florida.
Yeah,
they've been wide open through the whole pandemic, so I wouldn't trust that shit or nothing anyway. But here's my bigger point. Excuse me. If the NFL can't police this, which they're I think that in the bigger grand scheme of things, if they are trying to find some type of punishment for AB, reading the story, it was more like it can fall under the contract detriment to the league, and they'll rule that as a foul against their image. So I think if he gets punishable, I think it's going to be more severe than that 14,650 than Aaron got. It's going to be
It's
more
bigger
severe
because it's. I read earlier, it's deemed federal fraud. It's not just an NFL issue.
Yeah.
If he is presenting this as authentic, that I'm not going to get into politics, but the way it's been built is now if you're presenting a false vax card, the government has labeled it a federal fraud. Like, I steal your credit card and go use it. It's like the same as him presenting this. That's the way they've worked it. That's the way they've worded this punishment. So I think it's bigger than football. If punishment comes down, I think aside from a fine, I think it's a federal thing, and they'll use him as an example. Do you know what I'm saying? Rather than football having to drop the hammer, you could see government dropping the hammer, federal government.
And you know, I don't want to wish no federal trouble with nobody, but that's the. I mean, if it comes out to be true, I mean that's a hell of a risk to take. You know, because like you said,
I hate wearing masks, but I'm not risking federal prison over it.
Yeah, like that transcends anything the NFL can ever do to him. So I mean,
and you know, people want to make an example, and people that'll be the PSA commercials we see, you know, about the severity of it, you know, and the consequences for his actions. I don't know, fuck you do to your. I mean, that might be the first time that the chef ever burned anything. He went after AB hard, man. He's like, I'm gonna cook this motherfucker well done.
Yeah, and I think apparently he provided text messages, and they offered him like $500. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Wait, AB offered him $500?
I guess it was either him or the girlfriend. They didn't 100% specify.
And then he went and turned that around like $30,000 to TMZ. So he's like, you cheap motherfucker. Watch me get paid.
he's about to get his little 15 minutes of fame for sure. Yeah. But we did have a football game tonight. It was very.
Did we? If it doesn't score, did we have a game?
This is the second week in a row that the offense can't get going on Atlanta, and Matt Ryan has been replaced by Josh Rosen. And the first thing he does when he gets in is throw 2 picks, one taken to the house, man. You can't make this up, dog. You cannot make this up.
Patriots benefiting from a very, very favorable schedule again.
And they are now 7-4.
Yeah.
The crazy thing that low key puts a little pressure on Buffalo to win this game against Indianapolis. Puts a little bit of pressure.
Then is the Bills Pats next week? I know they have the Titans, Colts, Bills coming up in the next 4 games. I'm not sure the order. I think it's like Titans, Bills, Colts, Bills.
Yeah, it's Titans, Bills, Colts, Bills, Jaguars, Dolphins.
So this 4-game stretch could tell you if they're for real, or if it's just been easy street these last couple 7 wins.
Make or break. That's not a little cakewalk of a little 4-game stretch right there.
You come out 2-2, that's a win for me, for them, because they'll be 9-6 with 2 games left against Jags and Dolphins,
and that puts them in at least position get 11 wins.
Yeah,
that's
depending on what other teams do. You do less than that, you could get past.
Look, you'll take that. Just real brief on the Falcons. We'll talk about them a little bit later in our contenders for playoff segment. But Matt Ryan just didn't have a good game. Was harassed all game. 4 sacks. He got sacked 4 times. Running game wasn't there. They barely even attempted to run. They had 16 carries for 40 yards, so they didn't even attempt to run.
That's Cordell.
Because Cordell Patterson wasn't there. He was out today.
Coming from Derrick Henry in Tennessee, You know that, and there's no really big stud back coming out this year. I think the best back coming out is Spiller, who's not. I mean, he's 6'1", 213, I believe. He's not a big power running back, but when you're used to having Derrick Henry and you got to go run an offense with nobody anywhere near Derrick Henry, it humbles you quickly, man.
Yeah, so Cordero Patterson didn't play, so of course Kyle Pitts was their main threat, and Belichick does what Belichick does, right? No, well, he was technically out the game because he pretty much bracket coverage Kyle Pitts that whole game.
Oh, he played?
Well, he was there. You didn't see much of him.
Really?
No. Kyle Pitts. No.
Oh no, I said you had Ridley out too.
Oh yeah. Really was out too,
okay.
And so really out. Cordero Patterson out, who's been there. Swiss Army knife. It wasn't much that
chance. Yeah.
No.
I thought you would have scored. I thought you would maybe put a drive together. Or...
Well, the kicker missed a couple of field goals. So what did he go for? He missed. Yeah, he went 0 for 1, but it was a makeable field goal. But it was called. He made the original kick, but they had an illegal procedure, so pushed him back 5 yards, and of course he misses the next kick. So that was all that they could even muster. They just had turnovers like crazy, man. Atlanta, at a moment, I thought that they was going to at least, make a decent little run after that big win in New Orleans, and then just get blown out last week, get blown out tonight. Like I said, we'll talk about them in our contenders, but it's kind of getting safe to say that I don't think they're a contender. But we'll look at their schedule just for shit and giggles. But
they would have to play the Jets like 7 more times. Maybe throw into Houston or Detroit just to
throw one in, man, and they might. I
don't know if there's a schedule friendly enough for them to get it.
But looking at the Patriots side, again, Mac Jones is efficient, 22 of 26. But of course, they're not asking him to, air it out all over the field. They're going to stick to run the football, which they ran the ball 30 times for 134 yards. So that makes sense. Patriots are getting back to run the ball. They're getting back to defense, and just do enough, Mac Jones. Just do enough. Did throw a TD, threw a pick, but I'll give AJ Terrell the Falcons credit. He did a great job of undercutting that route and made a great play. But I mean, Mac Jones is this is what he's just going to do with the Patriots. I mean, you saw it for 20 years with the other quarterback. They're doing the same thing. They're doing the exact same thing. I mean, if it ain't broke,
they're not going to let him lose the game. No. He's a 2021 version of Trent Dilfer. We got a defense. We got a run game. Yeah. Don't fuck this up, kid. Make a couple key throws, but we're going to put you in favorable conversion distances on 3rd down. We're going to run the ball, and we have no shame in punting it, putting the defense back out there, getting you the ball back, and trying again. And I will say it still. You don't have a marquee win. Like, you're beating up on teams you should beat up if you're a wild card contender. If you're going to make the wild card, you got to beat the Jets twice. You got to beat Houston. You got to beat Carolina. You got to beat the Falcons. You got to beat these. You got to beat the Jaguars. You got to beat the Dolphins. And then you got to go 50. You got to go 500 against the playoff contenders. And they could do that.
Yeah. But to your point, man, I know they're sitting at 7-4, but man, tough stretch these next 4. He's going to see 3 good defenses because Tennessee's defense is cooking right now. He's going to see them.
Where's the whole game?
It's smushed in between the Bills.
No. Location.
Oh, well, the Titans game's in New England. Then they go to Buffalo. Then they go to Indy. Then they get Buffalo at home.
Indy's much better, as we know, throughout the years in the Dome than they are up in New England in December.
There's lots of footage of that. Indy does not do well in New England in December
I think Marvin
or
Harrison
January.
tried to Hillary Clinton that footage and delete it all. Marvin Harrison's like, I don't want to see that shit. We're going to delete this.
Man, the Patriots, man, is like they're that team where don't expect them to like blow your mind in the first month, and then but you might want to keep an eye on them in the second month of the season.
Yeah.
And then about the third month of the season, then you're like, oh, maybe we should have been paying attention. And then next you know, fourth quarter of the season, and then they're right there, and you're like, hey man. But I do think it puts a little bit of pressure on Buffalo because they do got a tough opponent with Indy this week to make sure that they don't lose that lead.
They got to keep pace
on the
right.
first.
They got to keep that. You don't want to tighten that up and then be a wild card.
No, oh no.
And can we rewind to July?
Yeah.
Everybody, a lot of people lost their fucking minds about Cam Newton getting cut for a rookie. I think Bill Belichick has enough history to know what he's doing. And I hate giving the man credit, but it looks like they made the right choice. And it was a no-brainer compared to what we know now to back then. Because there were people going batshit crazy over that move.
I wasn't going crazy of it. I guess I personally just didn't see it coming because I thought that they would at least give Cam a chance to see if he can actually play a little bit better under McDaniel's scheme for a second year. I thought that they would at least give him that chance.
I don't mean you in particular. I meant like social media pages.
Okay. Yeah.
People were losing their fucking minds over that decision.
Yeah, and you know it makes sense because you're talking about a former MVP, and you know, and when he was on the top of the NFL, you know, he's a polarizing name. So,
but this is also the coach that sat down the first $100 million quarterback when he was healthy and said, "We're going with this 6th-round pick, not you, the rest of the way." So he does have a history of making a bold, brash quarterback decision and it paying off pretty fucking well.
Well, Belichick, like him or not, he's earned his clout in the NFL. Let's be honest. You know,
when to get rid of players, and that is sometimes the most beneficial part of a GM/coach is knowing when to cut ties with a player. Not being married to nostalgia, not keeping a guy on too long for what he did. The minute I tell my kids this that I coach, good play, bad play, don't let it affect you. The second that whistle blows, that play is over. We're going to see it again. Don't let it affect you going forward because you don't like the call. You don't like that you were held. Forget it. Belichick uses that as a coach. You can catch the game-winning Super Bowl pass. You can make the game-winning Super Bowl tackle, the run, whatever. If he doesn't feel you can do it anymore from that moment forward, thanks for what you've done. There's the door. Take care. I got somebody else to fill your role. And it's cutthroat. It's savage. But it's a necessity because too many people hold on to players that no longer benefit the team, aren't worth the dollar value, and it hurts their franchise. So it's knowing the talent, but knowing when to get rid of the talent is almost as equally as important. And he's been, and listen, man, I hate that I'm complimenting the guy. You know how hard this is for me right now.
Do you need a minute to throw up? Just let me know.
No. I'm good, man. I'm gonna cuddle up in the blanket and cry all night. But other than that, man, it's all right over here.
Well, his foresight it's his foresight is crazy. I've never seen a coach like him to have the foresight to always not be afraid to make adjustments, make certain moves, whether they're going to be popular or not. I remember back in the day when he cut Lawyer Malloy, and the
season started like after the fourth preseason game,
and then Buffalo killed him that week, and then later in the season. And then the media gave him hell because, like, how you cut him? That's what you get. They murdered you in week 1. Later in the season, they killed Buffalo, and they made sure that they torched their whole secondary, including Lawyer Malloy. And then next, I think that was the Super Bowl year. So it was like
I think they ended up 14-2 after getting blown out the first week. Similar to what the Packers are going to do this year.
It's crazy.
That's the game. I'm sure you've seen this as involved as you are with sports. That's the same game where there's the epic Buffalo sign in the end zone that says Tom Brady sits when he pees. It's the fucking best. I share it at least once a year, so you'll see it pop up.
But look, he's not afraid to do it, and I wish more coaches were like him. I hate to say it too; it kind of makes me throw up a little bit. But he's not afraid to make adjustments. He's not afraid to, when I say he's one of the best adjustment makers in coaching of all coaching, I'm talking about of all sports. Like, he gets it because he's like, I'm not going to continue to keep doing something that's not working. I need to change it up. And you
How
literally,
many times do you see him as the head coach with the defense, with the board, drawing shit up? He sees what you're going to do, and if it's something he hasn't seen, right then and there, in between,
he fixes it.
Adjusting. Like you said earlier, credit to him. I mean, this is why he's the best head coach of all time, right? He might start off slow in the season, and as well as he can self-assess his team and the changes they need to make in game, they can also make them schematically in season. So this is why he's probably head and shoulders above the rest of the coaches ever.
And he got the championships to prove it too. So I mean, look, but I'm
gonna say this and I'm gonna deny it
at the same time.
Part of me would love to see him win without Brady, but as much as I hate Patriots fans, I don't ever want to see it. You know what I mean? Like, he's such a good coach. I think he deserves it. Like, go somewhere else. Do what Brady did. Go somewhere else, win one, and then okay. You did it without him. Just don't do it there because I hate these fans. I don't know if I've ever said this on air to you. When the Giants beat the Patriots, when they were undefeated in that Super Bowl, the 18-1 Giant loss.
Yeah.
That's the second greatest win in Jets history because I already have to deal with Dolphins fans being undefeated when I go to these games. If I had to deal with a quarter of my games, of the 8 home games, with the Patriots and Dolphins saying they're undefeated, I would have swan dive off the upper fucking deck. I wouldn't be here right now. We would have never met. I would have ended it. It would not be worth ever like taking another breath on God's green earth. I would have made my peace and just look out below. I didn't want to hurt anyone else. I would just took me out.
These are jokes, y'all. Everybody relax.
That's serious. Thank God the Giants won that game. Would have never made my kids.
Dick, I'm trying.
Just to tell you and the listeners how happy I was with that January or February of 2008. My son was born 8.5 months later. That's how happy I was when the Patriots lost that Super Bowl.
Oh, you had an old Super Bowl back, man. Oh, he was, yeah. Nick was happy. Yeah, anyway.
I got work in the morning. Shut up, bitch.
Let's revisit a conversation we had a couple of nights ago. And I knew that that Seattle was going to have a tough time getting that win in Green Bay. So I didn't take that into account. And I made the statement that Seattle might sneak in to the playoffs. So I'm looking at the schedule. Of course, they got Arizona this week. Kyler Murray's still probable. DeAndre is questionable. He'll probably won't end up playing. Luckily for them, the game is in Seattle, so they do have a little bit of home field advantage eventually. I'm not good. They haven't been winning there, but I'm just saying if Kyler Murray does play, I'm still skeptical because I've been seeing him lately when he gets injured in the back half of the season. You know, his production comes down, and if he's not going,
don't forget he missed Hopkins down the stretch last year too, and that's when the wheels fell off on that team.
He did. And
that's why I think Hopkins sits.
Yeah.
I think Hopkins sits and you rest Hopkins because you got bigger fish to fry. And you don't want to shoot, you don't want to cut your nose to spite your face. And that's what you'd be doing by playing Hopkins. And he, God forbid, gets hurt longer.
But just because it is a division game, I can see them sneaking the win this weekend. Whether it's not Kyler Murray or not even 100% Kyler Murray, I think Seattle could sneak it. So let's say that's a loss. So that puts them at 3-7. But they got Washington.
Aren't they 3-7 now? Or they had
3-6. Yeah,
okay.
They had a bye week. So they're 3-6. But okay, I'll say it's a coin flip for that Cardinals. But I did pick them to win. So I'm gonna say you can give them a loss, I'm gonna give them a win. So that puts them at 4-6. Washington, I think they could get that. That's 5-6. Another division game with San Francisco. They already showed that they could beat them. I think that's a coin flip.
San Francisco's not the same team from the first time they played.
Of course not. Of course not.
If they're healthy. I think San Francisco is going on a 5-win run right now. I think they're 4-5. I think they can get to 9-5. Will they do it? I don't know. But if everything is on point with them and the health remains, I think the 49ers could be that team that jumps up and is hot at the end of the year that no one would want to see healthy in the playoffs.
Yeah. Big money, Poppy. What's up, man? I appreciate you tuning in. Do you think Ben Simmons is suspicious? I don't want to say suspicious. Just questionable. I'm saying questionable decision choices. That's all I'm gonna say. So, back to Seattle. So that San Francisco game. You go ahead and give them an L. I'm leaning towards giving them home field advantage division game. So that puts them at 6-6 right there. They got
4-8. I got
okay. No, it's fair.
This has nothing to do with the Jets having their pick. I'm being honest about what I've seen from Seattle and what I see from their opponents.
True.
If Murray plays, I think Arizona is better. If 49ers are healthy, I think the 49ers are playing better and they're more complete team. Kittle, Samuel, Mitchell, Garoppolo with the play action, the defense, the pass rush. They're just a better, well-built team. Where is that second game? Is that in the Bay or is it
Seattle?
Okay. It would be a good win for the Niners to go up there and get it. I'm not saying
it's Seattle in his prime time. You know how Russell loved them prime time games, man.
But you saw how Deebo Samuel loved that prime time game too.
Deebo loved that prime time, dog.
Debo's like, give me my bike, bitch.
All right, so you got 4-8. I got 6-6. Houston, I think we could both agree that's a win.
5-8.
7-6. LA got the Rams in LA.
5-9.
So I had them 7-6. So that's 7-7. Then they get Chicago at home. I think they could get that. That's 8-7. Detroit at home. That's 9-7. And then finish in
Arizona. It depends. Does Arizona need that to lock up? It's going to depend on. I think that game depends on Arizona's seeding and if what's locked and not locked. Don't forget they lost to Green Bay.
They did.
So if they're even with Green Bay,
they lose the tiebreaker.
Of the games, I don't know if Green Bay pays at 1. They probably playing at 4.
If
that game's out there, that might be a game that they flex into primetime that last week because it could have meaning for both. If Seattle's close to a wild card, that's a good national game to have on week 17.
That's a good flex.
Yeah.
So
as long as there's implications pending on both. Like if Seattle's win and you're in, and Arizona is win and you're the 1, or. So I got them 8-9, and I got them missing the playoffs.
Yeah, so you got 8-9. I got 9-8. There's still 9 wins. That you can still miss in the NFC on 9 wins. I don't. Like I said, 5 teams, of course. Rams, Green Bay, Arizona, Tampa Bay, Dallas. Those 5 are they're 5. It's just those last 2.
Crazy catastrophic happens.
Yeah. And matter of fact, let's go ahead finish up the last 2 minutes of the show with our little segment. So since we're, I think San Francisco's on the brink. Let's start with the NFC. So you got Minnesota Vikings sitting at 4-5. They're technically 8 seed right now. 4-5. San Francisco would be the 9. 4-6. Philly and Philly Eagles, and then Atlanta. Just for the sake of the conversation, I'm gonna run through Atlanta real quick. They got Jacksonville, Tampa Bay, Carolina, San Francisco, Detroit, Buffalo, New Orleans. The way they played tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and throw them off the board. They're not.
What's their record now after tonight?
4-6.
Okay, the best I did it real quick on my fingers, like win loss. The best I could see them getting is 7-10.
Yeah, and that won't be enough.
A couple other games, so I think they're out.
Yeah, I think they're out too.
Give me the record first, so I could keep track.
Yeah, I got you. 4-6 Eagles. They got New Orleans this week. Then they got the New York trip or the New Jersey trip. They got 2 road games against the Giants and Jets.
Back to back?
Yep.
Okay.
Washington, Giants at home. Then finish off at Washington, home at Dallas.
And what's the record now?
4-6.
Best I could see from them, what I did is 8-9. I don't think that's enough. That ties them with Seattle on my scale.
Okay, I'm fair with throwing them out too. So here's your 2 interesting teams sitting at 8-9. San Francisco at 4-5, and so is Minnesota. San Francisco's schedule: Jacksonville, Minnesota, Seattle, at Cincinnati, Atlanta, at Tennessee, Houston, and at LA Rams. And that's 4-5 San Francisco.
I got them 10-7. I got them going 6-2 the rest of it. If they're healthy, like that's the biggest question with San Francisco. When they're healthy, they are a competitor. The issue has been they cannot stay on the field. So based off their health status as of today, I think they can go 5-3, 6-2, and be either 9 or 8 or 10-7 and be in.
I agree with you 100% on the health part, but I'm a pinpoint it as in I think it's 100% on the health of George Kittle.
Yeah.
Obviously, we see the difference.
You can have Garoppolo go down. You can't have Bosa, Kittle, Samuel
go down.
Even Ayuk, because Ayuk takes a little bit of pressure off of Debo. He's not a major contributor, but he's a good enough threat that you got to concern yourself with him. You can't completely go try to shut Samuel down.
Well, he definitely pushes the safeties back. I can say that. He definitely pushes them
He's
back.
a good compliment. He's a good number 2. He's a good compliment. He's not the game changer Samuel and Kittle are, but he's good enough to worry about where you can't put all of your – he can burn you if you don't take him as a serious threat. Put it that way.
True that. And then 4-5 Minnesota, their remaining schedule. Of course, they got Green Bay at home this week, at San Francisco, at Detroit, Pittsburgh at home, at Chicago, Rams at home, at Green Bay, Bears at home. 4-5 Minnesota.
4-4 the rest of the way. Another 8-9 team.
I think that'll put them out.
Pittsburgh, Detroit, Chicago, and then another one. I forget the other one that you said. It was Chicago again, right? They got Chicago twice.
Yeah.
Okay. So at best, 4-4 gets them to 8-9. I'm going best case scenario with what I say. That's not good enough.
Yeah.
And then the last team I think is in. The next one you're going to say I think is definite.
No. That was your 8 through 11, because I think those are the only ones that's going to be able to in the NFC fight for that last seven spot to get into that wild card.
I figured the Saints were the only one left. We said the top 5.
No, Saints are already would be. They would be the 7th seed right now.
Then who's 6?
No. Carolina would be 7. You're right. New Orleans would be 6.
Okay.
Yeah. So New Orleans would be 6. Carolina would be 7.
I would say as of today, if I had to put money on it, Carolina's out. 49ers end up in. and Saints end up 6, 49ers end up 7, which could possibly put 49ers going to Tampa or Arizona in the wild card round, which would be wow. If 49ers stay healthy, they could be that last wild card team that gets in. Obviously, they've been playing hot, right? If they get there, they've had to have a good run. They could be that scary last seed that nobody wants to see. Why? Defense, run game,
They got it. They got it. They got
travel.
it. They got it. Let's jump over to the AFC real quick. Finish the last 5 minutes of the show.
Okay.
I'm looking at the standings right now in the AFC. Of course, Tennessee would be the 1, Buffalo would be the 2, Baltimore 3, Kansas City 4, New England would be the 5, Pittsburgh would be 6, Chargers would be 7, and they're at 5-4, and Pittsburgh's at 6 at 5-3-1.
I see Pittsburgh doing what they did last year, man, and losing. I looked at their schedule. That is not a good schedule for a mediocre team squeaking by against bad teams.
Yeah. And here's the thing with that tie. So you have the Raiders sitting at 8, Bengals at 9, they're 5-4. And of course, the Bengals are in your division. So you'll see them one more time. Colts, Browns, Broncos, all at 5-5. But I can go ahead right off the Broncos. I'm not worried about them. First of all, their schedule is Chargers home at Kansas City, Detroit, Cincinnati, at Raiders, at Chargers again, Kansas City at home. I can only count Detroit as here's your win. Everything else
Best
is
case scenario 3-4. Best case scenario, you beat Detroit, you beat the Chargers once, and then they had another home game. Raiders, I think I gave them one. They got to play the Raiders twice, right?
Chargers at Kansas City, Detroit at home, Cincinnati at home, at Raiders, at Chargers, home against Kansas City.
Yeah, that's probably 2-5, maybe 3-4.
Yeah,
that's not good enough.
Yeah, by Denver. Cleveland, they obviously have Detroit this Sunday, at Baltimore, get a bye. Baltimore at home, Raiders at home, at Green Bay, at Pittsburgh, Cincinnati at home.
Again, the bye week helping them get healthy late in the season. I can only see 4, maybe 3. Maybe 4-3, more likely 3-4. I got them splitting with Baltimore.
That's fair.
Just because the division game, they're both built on the run. One team will play well. That could be a game with 30-10 one way, 30-10 the other way the next time they play. Green Bay, no way.
Yeah,
that just happened to rhyme. Didn't mean to do that shit, but I do what I do. Flex when I flex.
Green Bay, no way.
Green Bay, no way. Listen to what I say. Yeah, maybe 4 wins. And what are they? They're 5-5 right now.
Yeah, 5-5. But okay, but I'm saying for conversation's sake, even if it's 4 or 3 wins, that's 8-9 wins. That's definitely not going to be enough in the AFC.
Probably looking 9-8.
Yeah, that won't be enough for the AFC. Here's Indianapolis, the Colts schedule real quick.
They're 5-5. So you said, right?
Yeah, they're at 5-5 as well. At Buffalo, of course, this Sunday. Tampa Bay at home. At Houston. New England at home. At Arizona. Raiders at home. Finish up at Jacksonville. And they're 5-5.
9-8. Best case scenario, 9-8.
Yeah, that won't be enough.
Best case scenario is 9-8.
Yeah, it won't be good enough at all.
More likely 8-9.
Yeah,
but best case scenario is 9-8.
Cincinnati Bengals, who are at 5-4, at Raiders this Sunday, Pittsburgh at home, Chargers at home. They get a bye week. San Francisco at home, at Denver, Baltimore at home, and finish up at Cleveland.
4-3 or 3-4. Same thing. You're 9-8 or 8-9. You're right around that 500 mark.
Yeah, because I can see them beating Raiders this Sunday. I definitely see them getting Denver, and shit, they might grab one of those
I
division
got them
games.
taking Chargers because it'll be December with the Chargers coming up to Cincinnati. Yeah, and the Chargers haven't proven it that they can.
If not the Chargers game, then definitely I think they could get Pittsburgh because I don't believe.
I got that as a win. Yeah.
Okay.
Pittsburgh. I mean, you got to play horrific to lose to Pittsburgh.
Or just be a bad team, terrible. Yeah.
But even then, you get out high.
Because that's all they've gotten is those wins off of is bad teams. So that's why I don't trust Pittsburgh at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cincinnati on the brink, 5-4 with that rest of that schedule.
It's 8-9, 9-8. It's
yeah, that won't be enough neither. And then last but not,
I think we have 3 teams right there. We got the Raiders, we got the Colts, and we got the Bengals right there at potentially 9-8.
Mm-hmm. Raiders got Cincinnati again. Of course, this Sunday, and I've already think that's a loss right there because if I'm going with Bengals, and then at Dallas, Washington, at Kansas City, at Cleveland, Denver at home, go to Indianapolis, and finish up with the Chargers. 5-4.
Raiders, you got Raiders 5-4. I got them 3-5.
No, I'm talking about they're 5-4.
Oh, 8-9. Yeah. Best case 8-9. Because you're not beating the Chiefs. They got the Chiefs twice.
No, they got.
They just lost to the Chiefs. That's right. So the Cowboys are losing 2. Chiefs are losing 2.
Yeah, that's 3.
You're not going to beat the Browns and the
Cleveland.
Yeah.
So that's 4. I think
Myles Garrett's going to feast on you, man. You couldn't pass block against the fucking Chiefs. What are you going to do against Myles Garrett?
Yeah, they'll lose against Indy, so they'll only win probably Washington, Denver, and maybe the Chargers at home.
I'll say 7-10. I think the wheels are falling off there.
I think so too. I think so too, man.
And like we discussed earlier, I know we're late. I mean, I'm okay staying on if you are. I don't give a shit.
No, go ahead. Say your piece, brother.
Keeping it strictly to X and O's for those who didn't hear earlier. Losing John Gruden, he was your offensive coordinator. Let's be real. He had the head coach title. He was your play caller. He was your X's and O. He was your game plan designer. And the offensive coordinator basically just laminated the fucking play sheet for you. Now you're starting to see without – it sucks when you have to lose someone in season, especially someone with that experience. Again, strictly football, only with this loss. It reminds me of with the Jets right before training camp. John Knapp, who's been around.
Yes.
He was the passing game coordinator. He was going to design the passing game plan. He was the coach who was with Zach Wilson every rep on the field. He would talk to him after every single rep, what to look for in plays coming out. Dies horrifically in a biking accident in California the week before training camp opens up.
Yeah, I remember that story.
And it's hard to replace somebody like that at that point of the year. God forbid, I hope it never happens to anybody, but if something tragic like that happens or somebody can't coach anymore, and it's January, February, you have time and you have coaches who are available, and there's the coaching carousel of who's available and who's not. You're not finding someone to replace Knapp the week before training camp opens who's viable, who you trust, who knows your system. You're not finding someone to replace Gruden. You're bumping people up into a role they haven't had before. So you're going to get exposed before you evolve in your position. And I think Raiders played on emotion, and now the emotions died down, and you're starting to see them get exposed. You can't pass block against the Chiefs the way their defense is played, and Carr's just chucking balls up like Hail Marys, like in the middle of the field. You're gonna have trouble with Bosa. You're gonna have trouble with Garrett. You're gonna get teed off.
Anytime you get an interception by Dan Sorensen,
yeah,
I'm sorry, that's
Dan
not a good
Sorensen
look for you.
Catch COVID. Dan Sorensen can't catch COVID. Let's be real. Well, that's only because AB.
To me, that was hilarious. Obviously, if you guys don't recognize the hat, that was hilarious as hell to me. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't get me wrong. Like, could it go the other way for the Raiders? Yes, these are professional coaches.
I don't know, man.
Together. I don't see them winning on a consistent basis. I'll say that. Can they play well and surprise you in a game? Yes, absolutely. It's the NFL.
Their offensive coordinator, Greg Knapp, I've never been fond of him. No, Greg Roman. I'm sorry. Okay. I believe that's him.
Yes.
Wait,
Roman left the Ravens?
I thought Greg Knapp was in
No, Knapp
Baltimore.
Is the one who Roman was in Baltimore because he was one of the guys I considered for the Jets head coaching job this past year.
Hold up. Because I got a picture of his face in my head.
Knapp is the one who passed away with the Jets. I think you're getting the names.
Yeah.
Matching the names together.
I'm going to look it up just so I can.
Wolfer's brain.
Hey, man. Greg Olsen. That's his name. Greg Olsen.
Greg Olsen. Okay.
It's just too many damn Gregs. That's why I was all
the
confused.
tight end from the Panthers?
No, not Greg Olsen. Not him. But Greg Olsen, he don't have that John Gruden mind. And that offense was 100% predicated off of what John Gruden does. So now that he's gone, you're asking Greg Olsen to run John Gruden's offense. And there's going to be certain little, nitpick things that only Gruden can call on his office because it's his offense.
Yes.
Hey,
you could tell me, Nick, this is what I do in my household. This is what I do. This is how I feed my kids, how I take my dog out. If I come there and try to do it, I'm not going to do it the same as you, right? Like, there takes time to learn the position. There takes time to learn the role. There takes time to fill out the mental capacity of what to do in certain situations.
Here's another caveat to it. Does Greg Olsen, is he given the green light to refine the offense? You know what I'm saying? Which
is tough to do without, like, the bye week. You don't really put changes in. You really just set your
stick to what you do. Yeah.
Without the bye week, it's Mondays are usually off. Tuesdays are implementing. Wednesday you're on the field, and then Thursday you're doing like your walkthrough, and then sometimes Fridays you're traveling. Yeah. So there's no time to change shit really. You can select other plays that you maybe haven't used, but without the bye week and those extra practices, it's tough to change mid-season.
Here's the crazy thing about it. When you are stuck in that situation, when you not able to just throw in a new offense at this point in time, you're going to see bad performances from the offense, which the offense translates to bad defense because they're on the field. I'm with you, bro. I don't see the Raiders getting out this rut. I think this is them. This is it's reset time. They're getting ready for April. Let's just find our draft order and start mocking.
And they need to start doing what the Rams do, because I say this partly joking, but I'm being a little bit serious too. You haven't done well with the characters you picked in the draft with Ruggs and Arnett. Your last two number ones are no longer with the team. You might have to start being the Rams and just trading draft picks away for veterans who maybe have good character instead of rolling the dice. Like, do you get trigger shy now and say, like, all right, we haven't, like, there's something missing there in that scouting department. Either you don't value character or you're not doing enough of your homework on character.
All those picks that they got from Khalil Mack trade, all them picks that they got from Amari Cooper trade, it doesn't even matter because they are gone. Wow. And they wasted all those first round and second round, early round picks.
Don't they have Miller, the tackle from UCLA? Wasn't he the first of the Mack picks?
I
Colton
believe
Miller, I think.
on the O-line, him.
Colton Miller. He was a UCLA tackle, and Raiders fans went batshit crazy when they picked him
But
because
he's
they thought
actually
he
been
was like a
solid,
second
bro.
round talent. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. But at the moment when they picked him, they were like, he's a fucking 35th overall talent, and they took him, I think, 13th, maybe sooner.
I'm laughing at it.
At the end.
I'm laughing at it. Colin Farrell.
They took him 4 overall, and Raiders fan. I was with 2 Raiders fans when that pick happened. They fucking hated that pick.
He's done nothing.
Yeah.
What has he done? And then you say you want to get pass rush, but you traded for Khalil Mack. Hello. So there was some questionable decisions by Gruden. Yeah. Obviously, him and Mayock aren't doing a good enough job. Maybe Mayock should have stayed at NFL Network. He's not looking
Gruden
like.
Gruden is the one who wanted Mayock. That was Gruden's hire.
Oh, yes.
So now, if you're the Raiders, do you get rid
Clean house? Because if you have everything, the remnants of John Gruden still in your organization, and his fingerprints are still all over in that clean house.
Yeah,
they have to.
And if you're on that staff and you're in the front office, you've emailed with Gruden, so you want to wipe the slate clean.
I'm snatching hard drives out there,
everybody. Like me and you might be able to go apply for coaching jobs there. Like we have no ties to
the fandom in me won't allow me to do that.
You could sabotage them from within.
Hey, you know what? If some of these GMs getting paid all that kind of money to sabotage their teams themselves, hell, let me do it. Yeah, I know my true reason to do it.
You know what I wear, but if Belichick wanted to bring me on staff, I'll take a paycheck. I'm good. I'll be calling up Robert Salib like, this is what we're doing.
I know the whole game plan, cuz. What you want?
It would be Shinegate. It would be Shinegate. It would be the biggest conspiracy in football history.
Oh, guys, for those who are up late, this is what you get. You get a treat. This is hilarious. This is what we do.
Best show in sports.
Hey, no doubt. Just a quick announcement. No, that was it. So we got everything that we needed to touch tonight.
That was the last team in the AFC?
Yeah, that was it. That was it. So
real quick, just to recap.
Yeah.
Who's your wild cards in? Who's your 3 wild cards in the AFC? Do we agree on the division where Kansas City is going to win that division? Tennessee, Baltimore, and Buffalo. Do we agree that those will be the 4 division winners?
I think the only one I might question is Buffalo, only because it's just crazy how New England and I'm not saying
but then we still have New England at 5. We agree New England and Buffalo will both make the playoffs.
Yes.
So we have our 5.
Yes.
6 and 7. Who are we looking at?
Yes, Pittsburgh. I can take Pittsburgh out. I'll probably.
We didn't do their schedule. Do their schedule.
Oh, you want to do Pittsburgh real quick?
Definitely, because I think that is fucking jumping out of an airplane without a chute.
Cool. Let's do it. Pittsburgh 5-3-1. And then they got the 7th seed this weekend, Sunday night. Chargers, who had 5-4. That game is in LA. Then they go to Cincinnati, home against Baltimore, go to Minnesota. They get
hold on right there. Yeah. I could see a 4-game losing streak. If they don't win this week against the Chargers, they could be 5-7-1 very quickly. Minnesota's better than them. Minnesota don't fuck around. They compete. Pittsburgh plays the way Pittsburgh's offense has been playing. I think Minnesota can do just enough to get them.
Check this out. Here's the rest of the schedule. So after they go to Minnesota, Tennessee comes into town.
5-8.
And then they got to go to Kansas City.
Told you, man. This 5-3-1 can end up like 5-11.
Then they get Cleveland coming into town, who's going to be fighting for a playoff spot. Then they finish up at Baltimore.
Yes. I looked at it today, man. I told you it's fucking bad.
They're not sitting in that seed for the rest of the season.
At best, I'll give them credit. They're a good team. They're good
defense. No, good defense. That's it.
What I'm saying is they're a team that competes hard, right? They're a team that is a veteran team for the most part. They compete hard. They're going to play hard. They're not going to probably execute as well as Pittsburgh teams we've seen in the past. I think at best 2-6. I really Cleveland, San Diego might be the only two you get.
Well,
maybe the Bengals, but I don't see you beating all three. You haven't played well enough to this point to say Chargers, Bengals, Browns. That's still 3-5.
I think they out of there, man.
Oh, I 100% think they're.
But real quick, Chargers, of course, Pittsburgh game. I think they win that one still. They go to Denver. That's winnable. Bengals. They go to Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati gets that. Home against the Giants. Go to Houston. Home to Denver. Finish up in Las Vegas. I think they still make it. I would bump them up to a 6 seed.
Which team was that?
That was the Chargers.
Okay. Yes. The two Broncos games are huge. If you take those two Broncos games, you're doing yourself a huge favor. Because you're knocking down a contender while you're bumping yourself up twice.
Big time.
And now it's AFC teams you're beating. So it helps you with tiebreakers. Because if we got a whole bunch of teams sitting at 9-8,
right there,
you want to win those conference games.
Mm-hmm. I would put them in the 6. Take Pittsburgh out, and I'm stuck between Cincinnati. I think I would probably throw Cincinnati in there at the 7. If I'm choosing between Raiders, Cincinnati, Colts, Browns, and Broncos, I would probably roll in Cincinnati out of all those teams as the 7 seed.
Not the Browns. You don't even consider them.
I got Baker Mayfield syndrome, man. It's something about Baker that questions me. Because obviously, it's just the issue is that you see what happens when you don't have Chubb and Kareem Hunt to lean on, and you see what kind of quarterback play you're getting from them. Chubb's been in and out because of injuries, missed because of COVID. Hunt's been out for the last month. So it's like I see the pure Baker Mayfield because you don't have that crutch of 2 number ones in your backfield. So he'll find a way to screw it up. I think he'll find a way to win a couple of games to might get him close, but I can see him also mucking up a couple of games to be the reason why they won't win.
Chubb will win a few games in spite of him. They're not winning because of him. Chubb will run in spite of him. You know why Chubb breaks all these touchdown runs? Because he's just trying to get away from Baker.
He's like, yo, we gotta win because this dude.
Man, I don't want to huddle with this motherfucker again. I'm just gonna run 70 on this one.
Let's get the job done now. I want to sit down for the second half. Shit, no. But yo,
get to the offseason so bad to find out the carousel. What happens with Rodgers? Like, where does he go? Like the teams that could be big game hunting.
There's going to be a lot of storylines in the offseason for the NFL. There's already like 5 off the top of my head that I could think of. Of course, the Aaron Rodgers one, Baker Mayfield situation, Deshaun in his civil suit situation, Russell Wilson in his situation. You could probably.
What does Miami do? Does Miami do the Giants cut ties with Jones?
There's
Giants
another
have right now 2 top 10 picks. I'm on record saying ship those to Seattle with Jones and get Russell Wilson. And if the Giants go make that move with Tony, with Galladay, with Shepard, you got Barkley coming back healthy. Well, we don't know if he'll be healthy.
I
don't want to spread any lies. You got Evan Ingram. You might make move off of him. Like Russ, and the defense is playing well. This the coordinator.
I can't remember his name.
Leslie Shepard. Is it the same as Sterling Shepard?
He was a relatively young guy. I do know.
But he's doing a lot with a little. So and Russell Wilson, his wife would get the New York market. I wouldn't. That's my prediction that Russell Wilson, if traded, goes to the Giants.
Patrick Graham. You had Graham right. Patrick Graham.
Yeah. I said Shepard. I said Leslie Shepard.
Yeah.
I think Leslie Shepard was a D coordinator. Somebody else.
Leslie Frazier. That's who you probably was thinking of. He's in Buffalo, I think, still.
Okay.
But no. Yeah. Pittsburgh fans. Yeah, that little mantra y'all keep talking about getting to the 7th one. Y'all gonna have to come up with a new mantra next year. It ain't happening this year at all. Y'all not even gonna make the dance.
Can that defense carry them to some wins? Yes. Can they do it enough with that schedule? I don't think so.
Reason why I say that defense can't carry them is because TJ Watt is showing durability issues this year. He showed some last year. It's starting to hit that time of the Watt career. You get the bag, you get the money, and then here come the injuries. It's the Watt syndrome. So
it's the muscle man syndrome, man. Your body doesn't hold up. It's not durable when you're that muscular. Like the Watts,
they're not the same defense
until Halloween.
Yeah, they're not the same.
I say it tongue in cheek, but the Watts should not play football until after Halloween. Because if I'm only going to get 10 weeks out of you, I want the most important 10. Give it
just from the breakdown to the AFC Championship game.
He can't finish a season.
No, you're right.
Like, that would be my strategy. Like, listen, bro, you haven't shown the ability to finish a season.
Yeah.
To help you and to help our team, we're going to arrest you in September and October. It's going to be like a mid-season trade deadline acquisition to add J.J. Watt to your defense.
If he wants to prolong his career, he should think about it. But I think he should hang it up. I think J.J. Watt's done enough to cement his legacy and his impact that he's done on the NFL. He's done enough. Like, it's all right, bro. Like, go enjoy life.
Man, God, I can't imagine how life is going to be when you get older with all. Like, I've torn both of my biceps. I've had both of them surgically reattached. And then I had one that popped off still. So my left arm, one of the tendons is off.
Yeah.
There's fucking days. Like, I can't even, like, straighten my arm. I couldn't imagine, like, how he feels or will feel when he gets older.
Yeah, he call that man 10 man. That's all I know. that man's a 10 man.
He had almost as many surgeries as the Kardashians. And fuck them. There's no disclaimer on that. We're gonna ride with that statement. And you're gonna fucking support it too, motherfucker.
That thought and view of Nick does express the views of I.O.W. Sports. Them damn Kardashians is toxic, man.
I saw a meme today. It was Kim, and like her head was like down, and then like the picture below, her head was like up and smiling. It's like, what the fuck did it say? When you find out that your sister went and got a white boyfriend, so now you have to go out and do the same thing. Because her Courtney just got engaged to the drummer, Travis from Blink 182. Travis Barker.
Yeah.
They're engaged. And now Kim is with Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live. Exactly. The white trash of Staten Island is somehow like, there was a great meme about that. It said when he takes you to an island, but then it only ends up being Staten Island. And it was a picture of her crying. So fucking good. I love the internet. The internet remains undefeated.
He better enjoy throwing his hot dog down that hall. Enjoy that shit. All right. No, because I already fed in. I've already fed in.
It's like when you're playing beer pong in a basement on a cement floor and the ball bounces off the table. Ting, ting, ting.
See, See, that's when I know the show has gone too far because I've already participated in your foolishness. So, on that note, folks, quick announcement: we will not be filming next week. I'm actually headed to Kansas City this Sunday, so everybody, please be safe out there. Go enjoy your Thanksgiving week next week with your family, loved ones, friends. Like I said, be healthy. COVID's still out there, but enjoy your time with your friends and family. Eat up a lot of shit. Watch some good sports that week. But yeah, I will not be filming. I'm not sure if Mel's going to do the Monday or Thursday show. Probably
not Thursday. Thursday's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably not Thursday. But
when do you leave?
We're going to head out Sunday. We're going to head out bright and early because we're going to try to get to Nashville because it's a 16-hour little trip. So we're going to cut it in half. So we're going to stop in Nashville. Give me some Nashville hot chicken and shit. I'm gonna eat that shit up, and then the next day, get up early Monday morning and drive on into Kansas City.
And your family in Kansas City, right?
Oh, like 80% of my family's still back there. So
how about wifey?
Her family is actually in Jersey. That's why I'm gonna see you in around Christmas because we're gonna be up there with her.
What part of Jersey do you know?
Yeah. She's at Tuckerton, so she's not far from Manahawkin.
You told me this. That's right. You're down the road. You're about an hour and 10, an hour and 15 south.
Yeah. Either way, the parkway's right there. You'll be right there.
Yeah. And I'm right off the parkway up here.
Yeah. But there's a lot of family in Kansas City that needs to see the girls. So we just gonna hang out, man, and I'm gonna show the family my hometown where I grew up and family that's still there. So I'm just gonna have a whole week. I'm gonna probably gain about 30 pounds. So if I come back on the show the following week and I look bloated, it's because I ate good.
And that's worth it. That's worth it. Just do what I do. Run from your problems and then you burn that shit right off.
But no, again, like I said, everybody enjoy your holiday. My brother Nick, man, you definitely enjoy your holidays with your family.
We'll talk throughout the week.
Oh yeah, no, we'll definitely stay in contact, chop it up some sports and always. But definitely on behalf of the I.O.W. sports crew, is the homie Nick signing off. Wildcard Mara signing off. You guys have a happy, safe holidays. It's been real, y'all.
Later, bro.
All right, bro.
Safe travels to you and the family, man. God bless.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll talk soon. We'll talk.
Yo. Sound like LTD this. Let's get it. Let's go. Alright, let me get serious this time. Yo, I'm on my God of War shit. All the war spits, let the bass kick. Nigga, feel the fucking floor lift. Watch your pores rip from these razor blade fingertips. Smoke hit your face like a hammer fist. Outstanding wit, suicidal flow. Nose diving to a free fall. Speedball, cannonball, jerking out on Adderall. I just watch the bodies fall. Supercharged like Dragon Ball. When I spit this fire out my mouth, you hear the dragon skull. Deadly with this supposed to lift your softer than some woven silk. Grind the rapper's flesh in the syrup and call it muscle milk. Some nutritious, my hunger forever endless. I'm vicious and bloodthirsty, my nigga. I handle business pretentious, I leave them injured. Eating figures for dinner, underground like not the splinter. Then hibernate for the winter. Illiterate, so I can give a fuck about the sentence. Belligerent, so I don't give a fuck about repentance. Johnny plays with a bag of haze, over roast spirits. I'm forced to be reckoned with when I'm beating all limits. These lyrics are packed with venom. Rattlesnakes in the kitchen, cooking the recipes full of poison. I leave them finished.
Come to punches, yo, I only landed threes. These thick fighting MCs is copping plan B. Never was a M fan, they can't stand me. Been dope since before Hope sampled Annie. If it's smoke, I ain't gon' blame the jammy. Cause smoke, my hands is nicer than your granddaddy. Don't spar unless you a piece and a half. If you same boat when I put feet on the track, I fuck MCs up, I'm bringing evil back. Yea, though I walk through the valley, I push it. They gon' find rappers that got at me in my footprints. The embodiment of cocaine and no-dos. I got a habit of pulling souls through nose holes. Open your own hole, sugar, you sweet. If it's beef, I'll bring it to your door like Uber Eats.
Deliver a fade to all you niggas, I just wanna unload. Basking and scream on my foes, find a way to compose. The access play up my throat, pull them fuse up the dope. Blow a ring of the smoke, terrorize all the small fires, wash them down with a coke.
Viciously viscous, I flow like rape whispers. You wishless spitters will beat the Big Dipper. Front away, bitch, you ain't clapping shit. Keep playing G, the mask don't fit. You tonic water MCs minus the flavor. I'm the illest since my mom went into labor. Sick with it, slick with it, punchlines is a major. You motherfuckers to sit back.